Okay, we are back. Let's start case 9 of travel through time. Of travel in time. What happens in Vegas? Stays in Vegas. We're in a tricky situation, Matthew. Someone sabotaged the temporal navigational shaft of our time machine. And now we're stranded in the 1960s. Well, the time machine may not be able to travel through time, but I'm grateful it can still move us from place to place, so we can try to find a way out of this mess. In order to fix the time machine and get us back to the present, I just need the treatise Leonardo da Vinci wrote on time travel. Well, the good news is that we know that manuscript was recently bought in an auction by the Hollywood actress Lorna Westerberg. She's here in Las Vegas on vacation right now, staying at the Peacock Hotel and Casino. I've been coaching Nebbit, and her knowledge of the modern world and criminal investigation is getting really good. Could she join me to go see Miss Westerberg about the manuscript? It's true Nebbit was very helpful during our investigation in Egypt. That said, this is Las Vegas, not ancient Egypt. Be very careful not to get distracted by all the glitz, and stick together. Amy, I promise to be careful. Oh, Matthew, it will be so exciting to join you. I'll do everything I can to help you, and I promise not to be surprised by anything I see. Great. Nebbit, let's get you into a disguise, and you can get to work with Jack and Matthew tracking down Lorna Westerberg. So, Matthew, we know Miss Westerberg is staying in one of these hotels here on the Vegas Strip, actually. It's called the Vegas Strip. Oh, right, the Vegas Strip. I'm doing my best, but it's going to be very hard not to get distracted here. Everything is so... wow. It reminds me of the parties Cleopatra used to have at the palace. So many colors, so much noise. Matthew, does it sound to you like the noise is getting louder? Wow! What just happened? Why did all of those people run by here screaming? Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Come on, let's go check it out. Oh, goodness. Toppled ashtray. Got it. I'm going to get the first star. Matthew, it's Lorna Westerberg. We found her, but she's dead. That explains the commotion and all those people running away. It looks like she was shot in the chest with a gun. I've seen much of that in the movies Kai showed me. Matthew, what are we going to do now? Miss Westerberg is the one who had the Da Vinci manuscript we need. You're right. Solving her murder could give us an opportunity to find out where she was keeping the manuscript. We need clues. This broken badge probably got trampled by the crowd. Putting it back together will tell us whose it is. Maybe they witnessed the murder. And it appears the crowd knocked over this ashtray as well. We could see if its contents give us any clues. Let's get to the bottom of this murder, Matthew. And I need to get some stars, so sit tight, folks. Okay, I got 6 stars, so let's get this one out of the way. Or the ashtray first. A poker chip covered in blood. Matthew, you found a poker chip in that ashtray, and it has fresh blood on it. I wonder if it's the victim's blood. We better send this to the lab. Okay. All right. Broken badge now. Frankie Paisley. Matthew, this name tag belongs to a Mr. Frankie Paisley. He's a dealer here at the Peacock Hotel and Casino. Let's find this Mr. Paisley and see if he witnessed the murder. Nebbit, I'll let you and Matthew do the talking to see how you do. Deal you in, officers? How many chips you need? Mr. Paisley, we're not here to gamble. Lorna Westerberg, the movie star, was murdered not an hour ago. We found your name tag at the scene of the crime. Did you happen to witness her murder? Yeah, it was wild. I came out there on my cigarette break. Then she showed up and everybody was pushing each other to get an eyeful of the diva. Then bang! Lorna goes down like a sack of pennies, and the whole crowd splits, all yelling and trampling over each other. Did you see who shot her? Nah, I was kinda on the periphery, you know. I liked Westerberg. I've seen all her pictures, but I'm not gaga for her like those people. Seeing stars is neat, but Vegas is full of them. Hang around long enough and you start to notice they're all the same. Matthew, I've never heard speech like Mr. Paisley's outside of the movies Kai showed me. Yelling and trampling to get an eyeful, sack of pennies. It's hypnotic. Almost as hypnotic as the inside of this casino. It's like a palace. And all these machines and lights and sounds, it's overwhelming. Well, I think it's time we investigate inside the casino. Nebbit, stay focused. Oh boy, I see the pink bucket, but I don't think I see the shotgun. Oh, there. Got it. Let's see what you found, Matthew. This bucket of slot machine tokens has the victim's signature on it. And it appears there's other writing on it. We should see what it says. Oh, and this box. I've seen these in movie films. It's where people keep their rolled tobacco. I mean, cigarettes. This is a beautiful box. There's a name engraved inside, but it's hard to read. Let's take a closer look and we can find to whom it belongs. Sit tight, folks. I need to get... Okay, now we got it working. It didn't work at first, but now it is. And Marconi. Okay. The name on the cigarette box is Nicoletta Marconi. We should talk to this Nicoletta Marconi to see if she knows anything about the murder. Mrs. Marconi, the actress Lorna Westerberg was murdered in front of the casino earlier tonight. Were you present when it occurred? No, I was not present. I took my son to see a concert. Shows are the only reason we come to Vegas. All of this gambling is disgusting. Antonio, where did you get that poker chip? Oh, Ma, I just found it somewheres. Those don't belong to you. Put them back this instant. I apologize for my son, officers. It's quite all right. You were saying? I suppose I've heard of this Westerberg. That explains why everyone's going crazy. We almost missed our show trying to push through a crowd. And all of that insanity has only gotten worse since the murder. Che Marcello, that reminds me, we've got a magic show we must be getting to now. Antonio, come. Mabel Whitney, hands off. So in addition to the victim's signature, Matthew, the writing on that bucket of tokens says, property of Mabel Whitney, hands off. That means the bucket belongs to Miss Whitney, and she got it autographed by the victim. So Mabel Whitney had contact with the victim before the murder. Let's find her. Okay. Oh, officers, you found my bucket. Thank you. I just about keeled over when I lost it. It's got my money and Lorna Westerberg's signature. Apparently you met Miss Westerberg earlier. We're now investigating her death. Yes, I heard someone say she had died. That's terribly sad. But everything will be fine when she makes another picture. But she's dead. She won't be making another. Oh, you know these Hollywood types. They bounce back from everything easier than India rubber balls. We haven't seen the last of Lorna Westerberg. We'll see you guys for what happens in Vegas, the rest of this case. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, we have come back. Let's get the results of the autopsy first. I can't believe your victim is Lorna Westerberg, the actress who bought the Da Vinci manuscript that'll help us get back to the present. Matthew, I don't think I'll enjoy living through the 70s a second time. For now, our only hope of getting that manuscript is solving Westerberg's murder. Now, what can you tell us about the body? Well, someone shot her in the chest with a .32 caliber pistol. Scratches on the bullet I extracted from the wound indicate that a silencer was used on the gun to dampen the sound of the shot. And it happened at a very close range. She was shot in a crowd of people in front of the casino, so using a silencer to avoid too much attention would make sense. I also found traces of shrimp cocktail sauce on the victim's arm. Your victim's clothes are otherwise impeccable, except for the blood, of course. It's clear your killer smeared the sauce when they held onto her and fired the shot. So we know they eat shrimp cocktail. I love shrimp. Matthew, when we catch our killer, we should have one of these shrimp cocktails to celebrate. Alright. Poker chip now. Matthew, the insoles in my shoes are wearing down. They're made of a newly discovered highly specialized polymer. I've been trying to find a way to synthesize some here myself, but no promising results so far. I'm grateful you brought in this clue to distract me. While working on this investigation will help bring us closer to the manuscript we need to get back to the present, where you can have all the fancy insoles you want. Yes, so the blood on the chip is the victim's, but I also found gun polish on it, which means the chip was actually your killer's. The chip wasn't from any casino and has no monetary value. There was a wear pattern across its face from frequent rubbing, as one does with a good luck charm. Any chance they left fingerprints? Unfortunately, no. From touching the poker chip all the time, the killer's fingerprints are too smeared to read. But rubbing a lucky charm proves that your killer is superstitious. Matthew, I guess our killer isn't so lucky anymore. Matthew, we came to Vegas looking for actress Lorna Westerberg since she's the one who has the manuscript Kai needs to reconfigure the time machine's computer. But now she's dead, and we have to solve her murder if we ever want to find the manuscript. Well, for it being only your second investigation, you've done really well, Nebbit. It's a dream come true. Well, not the murder part, but the investigation part is thrilling. Let's assess our progress. We know the victim was shot in a crowd of people and the killer used a silencer. None of the people we interviewed gave very helpful information. Yeah, the only witness to the murder is a car dealer who seems used to celebrities getting into hot water around here. And Mrs. Whitney seems to think the murder was some kind of movie stunt. Well, Matthew, if you're wondering where to look next, I have an idea. I just heard from a member of hotel staff that someone broke into the victim's room. And I'll see you guys for Chapter 2. Do not go anywhere. Okay, we are back. Let's start Chapter 2 of What Happens in Vegas. We last left off with Zara telling us Yep. I just heard from a member of hotel staff that someone broke into the victim's room. An intruder? That could have been our killer. Also, the staff are getting over anxious about this investigation. Jack, you know more about the case. Could you go smooth talk them into calming down? Don't worry, Jack. Matthew and I can finish the investigation. You've done great so far. If you're sure you're up to it, go for it. Yay! Matthew, let's go investigate. Figurine. Newspaper clipping. I don't see the book. Oh, maybe that's it. Yep. And see, boom, got it. Son of Horus, Matthew, this bed looks comfier than Cleopatra's. But what a mess. The intruder turned this place inside out. Maybe these clues you found can help. Could the intruder have broken this sculpture? We should put it back together to see what we can learn from it. Ah, this is a picture of the victim on a very thin papyrus. Newspaper. It looks like the photo was taken here at the casino. There's more in the picture, Matthew, but you'll have to work your magic to make it appear. And it looks like the victim had drinks with someone. We can take a saliva sample to find out who. Let's just do everything now. A goose figurine. Matthew, why would anyone break a duck? And why does it say goose on it? I was not born yesterday. I know this isn't a goose. Yes, let's see if Orlando can tell us something about this duck-goose thing. So light you couldn't. So light you can hardly tell where you're looking. So Matthew, now that you've collected saliva from the drinking glass, Theo can deduce who had a drink with the victim in her room. There's a man with the victim in this picture. And since we know the picture was taken here at the casino, maybe the man works here. Let's look at the employee files. Got the 9 in time. Clifton Shapiro. According to the casino's employee files, the man in the picture is Clifton Shapiro, a lounge singer. It seems Mr. Shapiro and the victim sang together recently. Let's go talk to him. Mr. Shapiro, we're investigating the murder of Lorna Westerberg. Westerberg was murdered? Oh, wow, that's a heavy trip to lay on me before my first set of the night. We sang a little duet after she rolled into town, but personally I don't know her any better than her harmony parts. I love crooning, but it can be a lonely gig. You meet a lot of people without getting to know them. Did you notice hostility toward Miss Westerberg from anyone? Not at all. She's a big star. The excitement in the room was palpable. I was so excited myself, I spilled my shrimp cocktail on myself and forgot to put my lucky rabbit's foot in my jacket pocket. But there wasn't a frown in the joint. That was a beautiful show. Alright, I'll let these two run their courses. I'll have all stars collected by then. So for now, this is Matthew. Catch you later. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the message on the duck. Matthew, I missed tending to my orchid collection. Did you know that if properly tended to, orchids can live for decades? That's impressive. It's strange to think that here in the 1960s, the parent plants to my orchids may be just sprouting themselves. But that's neither here nor there. The clue you brought was a pleasant surprise. It's funny, right? Who writes goose on a duck? Cuffs McGinty, that's who. He's a gangster character in Lorna Westerberg's most famous movie, What's Up, Daddy-O? Whenever McGinty is going to kill someone, he sends them a duck like this one, and just before he shoots them, he says, goose. But that means the killer sent Lorna that duck before they just shot her, just like in the movie. Yes, your killer has definitely seen the movie What's Up, Daddy-O, and if you haven't seen it, Matthew, I recommend it. When we identify our killer, Matthew, we'll show them what's up, Daddy-O. Orlando's description of the victim's movie What's Up, Daddy-O makes me want to see it. But the movie will have to wait. We've got a murder to solve. We should investigate the casino again to see if we missed anything. Here we go. Matthew, this purse has Nicoletta Marconi's initials on it. It must be hers. That's a heavy-duty lock to put on a small purse. Do you think she's hiding something? Let's take a peek inside. And do you think there could be a clue hiding in this box of gambling stuff? We should take a look. Okay. 8118 6. Here we go. Matthew, inside Nicoletta Marconi's purse was that tiara. Wow, it's really beautiful. Oh, but the tiara belongs to Lorna. Her name is engraved on the back. But Mrs. Marconi says she didn't know Lorna. She'll have to explain this. Mrs. Marconi, what was Lorna Westerberg's tiara doing in your purse? I found it and planned on giving it back to her. I know a liar when I see one, Mrs. Marconi. You very clearly stole that tiara. But catching Miss Westerberg's killer is our highest priority. If you agree to be straight with us, we can let this slide. You're funny, coppers. I had a strange feeling about you the first time we talked. Lorna interrupted my shrimp cocktail to tell me she thought I'd taken something of hers. I had, of course, but she had no proof. Then she walked off and got killed. I almost got off scot-free. You better not have done the killing to keep your secret, or we won't be so understanding. Matchbook. Matthew, under all the gambling stuff was this pack of fire sticks. Matches. And the victim wrote a message here. It says, Frankie, I'll burn this place down. Why would Miss Westerberg threaten Mr. Paisley like this? Let's ask him. Mr. Paisley, what did Miss Westerberg mean when she told you she would burn this place down? She was spitting mad. She was playing roulette at my table and the ball kept dropping on numbers that weren't hers. One thing I learned about Lorna Westerberg is that she don't like losing. I seen her get mad in that movie What's Up, Daddy-O, but I thought it was an act. That's no act. She goes off like an atomic bomb. The crazy woman was scaring away the other customers. I can't have that at my table, so I told her to scram. How does she react to that? Well, that's when she tossed that little love note my way. Sore loser. Myself, I don't gamble on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or any day in February. Bad luck. And when I can't catch a break, I stop and get myself a nice shrimp cocktail. Matter of fact, I could go for one right about now. Catch you later, officers. Now the saliva. Is it workshop? Yes, congratulations, Theo, you're the winner. Wow, I can't tell if you're awesome at this game or if Astro's somehow helping you cheat. Oh, hey Matthew, we were just playing some hangman with Astro here. I'll let you get to your business. Rematch later, Theo. You're on, Zara. Matthew, I found a match with the sample you collected from the drinking glasses. That's great news, Theo. Who's the match? Lev Romanov. It was easy to determine, actually, because the DNA profile is similar to his granddaughter's. But Mr. Romanov is the Soviet ambassador, and Miss Westerberg is an American actress. What were they doing sharing a drink in her hotel room? That's one piece of information I can't get from DNA. I know he's not the easiest guy to talk to, but... Yes, it's like in Egypt when we had to speak with the Romans. We will approach Mr. Romanov with caution to not make him belligerent. Moment, folks. Okay, I got all stars, so now I'm back. Senior Trooper Matthew, have you followed me from New York? Comrade Romanov, we're investigating the murder of actress Lorna Westerberg. We understand you two shared a drink in her hotel room. And now after learning she drank in the presence of a Soviet, you suspect me of having killed her? You Americans jump to conclusions. I'm simply a fan of Miss Westerberg's films. I bumped into her as I went to get a shrimp cocktail, and she invited me to her room for a drink. My horoscope this morning had said a star would cross my path. It was kismet. A pleasant chance meeting, nothing more. Good day, officers. Hey Matthew, I was hoping to find you here. I've settled the nerves of the hotel management. That should keep them off your backs for a while. How is Lorna's murder investigation going? Do any of the suspects stand out from the rest? Well, Mrs. Marconi stole the victim's tiara, and apparently she's no stranger to thievery. Lorna wasn't doing very well at gambling and threatened Mr. Paisley. I don't like losing either, but her frustration got out of hand. Also, Lev Romanov had drinks with Miss Westerberg in her hotel room. He said they crossed paths, and he's a big fan of hers. Marina's grandfather, he's here too? Yes, and we met Clifton Shapiro, who sang a duet with Lorna here at the casino. Hey, those must be the police investigating Miss Westerberg's murder. Snap as many as you can, from all angles. Matthew, what's happening? We'll get to chapter 3 after this. Sorry about that, guys. I nearly started I almost started a little too soon, but this is what we last left off on. It's paparazzi. Matthew, we can't wind up with our picture in 1960s newspapers. I'm heading back to the Time HQ. You guys should get out of here too. Matthew, let's sneak up to the hotel room and wait for things to calm down. Oh. Ugh, those paparazzi are like locusts. Good thing they don't know about that undergarment you found, since it's clearly not Miss Westerberg's. They'd make it a big scandal. You're right, we can take a sample of this powder substance on the boxers to see whose they are. What else did you find? A stack of letters addressed to Miss Westerberg? Let's recover the text. And you're right, this torn paper could be useful. We'll reassemble it. Well, Matthew, let's get cracking on these latest clues. Once again, one moment. Okay, I got myself 3 of the stars from the crime scene. An angry letter. Wow, Matthew, the person who wrote this letter wasn't too happy with Miss Westerberg. They wrote, "You are the most conniving, two-faced liar I've ever seen in the movies." But after their rant, they signed it as a fan. Are all of these letters like this? Harsh things for a fan to say. Let's see what Marina can tell us about the person who wrote these. Perfect. Now we've got to determine what that powder was on the boxer shorts. Wait, you have a device that can make this powder large enough to see the shape of its individual grains? I know you're capable of amazing things, but this I won't believe until I see it. Show me, Matthew. Blackcurrant and ingredients. Matthew, that device is incredible. I want to look at everything with it. What will my skin look like? Or a leaf? Or sand? Anyway, the ingredients in the powder you found on the boxer shorts are blackcurrant, arrowroot, and cornstarch. Matthew, I'm sorry to interrupt, but those ingredients Nebbit just listed sound like kissel. What is kissel, Marina? Kissel is a currant-based drink that's very popular in Russia, and starting in the 60s they had a powdered mix version. People my grandfather's age drank this stuff all the time in the Soviet Union. Wait, so it's possible your grandfather liked kissel? Interesting. Anyway, thanks for letting us know. We won't keep you longer. So it was Marina's grandfather who left his boxers in Lorna's bedroom. That's awkward. Well, we better talk to him again. Comrade Romanov, what were your boxer shorts doing in Lorna Westerberg's hotel room? I don't believe that is any of your business, officers. No, but you clearly had an intimate relationship with the victim of a murder investigation. I wonder what the motherland would think of you dallying with American actresses. If you are insinuating that I would betray my motherland, you are sorely mistaken. This relationship has nothing to do with ideology. As long as I am discreet, it carries no weight for my work or my motherland. Lorna expressed a desire to publicize our relationship, and I quickly convinced her into silence. That's our concern, comrade. You'll be in deep trouble with both of our countries if you silence Lorna permanently. How dare you threaten me? You've seen Lorna's film, What's Up, Daddy-O? Consider this your goose. You're lucky I don't file an official complaint. Matthew, this is a picture of Mr. Shapiro, and I recognize that logo in the corner from movies I've seen. But why would a musician have a photo taken by a Hollywood studio? And why was it torn to pieces in Miss Westerberg's hotel room? We'll have to ask Mr. Shapiro if he knows what this is about. Mr. Shapiro, we found this picture of you in Miss Westerberg's room. Did your association with her go beyond your duet on stage? The movie studio sent that. I was up for a leading role alongside Westerberg. I've always wanted to be in pictures. And with Lorna Westerberg? Get out of town! Her picture, What's Up Daddy-O, is one of my favorites of all time. That must have been her something. Yeah, but then Westerberg says she wouldn't be caught dead kissing a black man on screen. How dare she spoil my big break? She had no right. That must have been insane. I went up to her room to convince her, and she tore up my headshot and slammed the door in my face. Mr. Shapiro, the way she treated you was awful, and I don't understand it, but I hope you didn't respond by committing murder. And I'll see you guys. I'll let the angry letter run its course a little bit more. So for now, this is Matthew. Catch you later. Okay, we are back. Let's go ahead and speed up the angry letter. Marina, were all of those fan letters just as angry as Miss Westerberg as the first one? Yes, and all were written by the same person. They cite details from Lorna's movies, so it's clear that despite their anger, this person is a legitimate fan. But this fan is totally loopy. The letters describe Lorna as a floozy, saying she cheated on Romeo with Robin Hood, then left Robin Hood to be with Mr. Darcy. But Romeo, Robin Hood, and Mr. Darcy are all fictional characters. This fan is confusing Lorna's movies with real life. Matthew, Mabel Whitney matches that description. Remember how she thought Lorna could come back after being murdered? Yes, Mrs. Whitney is indeed the author of those letters. I compared the handwriting to your other clues and found a match. Well, let's go talk to Mrs. Whitney about her disproportionate anger. Mrs. Whitney, we found some very angry letters you wrote to Lorna Westerberg. Oh sure, I wrote her some letters. She was my favorite actress until she betrayed Romeo's love. Romeo was so good to her, and what does she do? Runs out on Romeo for a tights-wearing Robin Hood fellow. I understand the confusion. I sometimes forget that movies aren't real life myself. They're just make-believe stories. Story schmories. That's no reason for Lorna to step out on Romeo, the tramp, and now she's soiled forever. No hope for redemption. And that picture, What's Up Daddy-O, is Lorna at her worst. She's just hopping from man to man like a dang ping pong ball. Speaking of hopping, I've got to hop onto one of these slot machines. I had to wait 11 minutes exactly for my bad luck to clear, and time's up. Well, as loony as she isn't the killer. Matthew, I feel like a detective in a movie, collecting clues, interrogating suspects. Okay, so now is the scene in the movie when we go over our latest information. Mrs. Whitney charged Lorna with the undesirable actions of characters she played in her movies. Disconnecting from reality like that can have dangerous consequences. Disconnecting from reality like that can have dangerous consequences. While in reality, Miss Westerberg wanted to publicize her affair with Mr. Romanov. How far could he have gone to keep it secret? I'm glad Marina didn't ask us more about the kissel we found on her grandfather's boxers, or things might have gotten awkward. There are some strong contenders in this case, but we'll need a bit more information before we can throw books at anyone. I agree. The thing to do now is revisit the crime scene. Let's go. And I'm going to surpass with another level up after this. Got it. Okay. Matthew, a gun was hidden under that car, and it's a .32 caliber pistol? Janice said that's our murder weapon. There's some blood on it. Let's take a sample for testing. I notice you often search in trash cans, Matthew. Maybe we should look in this one. All right. Great! Now we can send this blood sample you took from the murder weapon to the lab. All right. Only 4 though. Matthew, what is this tube you found in the garbage? This is a silencer. Ah, and the killer used it to suppress the sound of the gunshot. I think Janice should take a look at this, since she was the one who examined the bullet. And this will be 15 hours. I'll see you guys when both of these are done. I'll have all stars collected by then. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon. Okay, we have come back. I didn't get a chance to see the rest of this earlier because I had Hawaiian Supercross last night. But I'm home. So let's get this now. Nebbit, your enthusiasm has reminded me why I joined the force in the first place. Despite my parents' wishes, they thought I was crazy for wanting to work at all, let alone in forensics, but it was too exciting to resist. I couldn't agree more. Now what can you tell us about the blood sample Matthew took from the killer's gun? Well, to start, the blood was the victim's, clearly backsplashed from the gunshot delivered at such close range. But mixed in with the blood were clothing fibers, and after a careful cleaning, I discovered the fibers are purple. The purple fibers must have gotten stuck on the gun when the killer concealed it under their clothes. You heard it, Matthew. We're another step closer to catching our purple people killer. Janice, what did you find on the silencer the killer used? There was a substance on the outside of the silencer, presumably left when the killer attached it to the gun muzzle. The substance was a vegetable-based oil used for fine mechanical lubrication, as in a mechanical wristwatch. The killer must have had their wristwatch serviced recently, and some of the lubricant smeared from their hand onto the silencer. It wasn't much, but it was enough to know for sure. Your killer wears a watch. Well, Matthew, that just means our killer won't be surprised when we tell them their time's up. Matthew, we should have enough evidence to arrest Lorna Westerberg's killer. Let's go make sure what happened in Vegas will stay in Vegas. Wait a minute. No. No. Nope. Nope. Wanted to check everybody else out first. But it's Frankie Paisley. Frankie Paisley, we know you shot Lorna Westerberg. Me? What reason would I have to blow away some Hollywood actress? You tell us. But we know you attached a silencer to your gun, then waited until she was in the confusion of a crowd of people. And when she was good and surrounded, you wiggled in near her, grabbed her arm, and shot her in the chest. How do you know it wasn't some psycho getting their kicks by killing celebrities? Because we found your lucky poker chip at the scene of the crime. I've been looking all over for... okay, you got me, damn it. Why'd you shoot her, Frankie? Look, you already know she hated losing, and she was a capital L loser. Let me tell you. I mean, she had money to spare, but it wouldn't last through a week of that kind of losing. So she told me if I started helping her cheat, she'd split the winnings with me. But then the broad wouldn't pay up. She ignored my threat, and something had to be done. She owed me a lot of money. I put my neck on the line for her. Cheating in the casino, a guy can get his legs broke, or worse. So you figured you'd kill her and destroy the evidence in her hotel room? Hey, if she thought she could treat Frankie Paisley like that, she had another thing coming. It was me or her. And now you've got another thing coming. Mr. Paisley, we're taking you to the local authorities. Matthew, we finally caught Lorna Westerberg's killer and turned him over to the local police. Frankie thought he could cheat the system, but the system caught up with him. Nebbit, congratulations on finishing your first complete case. I'm very impressed. I couldn't have done anything if it wasn't for Matthew's guidance. I'm just happy I could help. Now that that's taken care of, we can track down the Da Vinci manuscript in Lorna's possession. Kai has told me of this Da Vinci. He seems to have been a very learned scholar. Yes, and as you know, his book can help us get back to the present. So let's get looking for it. We'll see you guys where times are changing 4-5. Okay, we are back. Let's start times are changing 4-5. Nebbit, I'm really impressed with how you handled your first case. Well, if it wasn't for Matthew to help guide me, I would have been lost. Thanks to you both, we caught Lorna's killer. Now we can track down the Leonardo da Vinci manuscripts Lorna had and which we need to fix our time machine. I think Lorna's hotel room is the ideal place to start searching. Matthew, could I talk to you when you have a moment? I've got a little problem. Matthew, you and Zara can search Lorna's hotel room for the manuscript. And when you're back, you and Nebbit can talk to Janice. Poker chip, perfume, glove. Go. Matthew, this is Lorna Westerberg's suitcase. The manuscript has got to be in here. Let's get it open. Two things in order here. Got it. Matthew, it looks like Lorna's suitcase is totally empty. Never mind the manuscripts, there's nothing else here. But wait, there's something hidden behind the lining here. Whoa, is that an audio bug? There's no way she put this here herself. But who would spy on Lorna? Let's send it to Kai for inspection. Six hours. I'm going to talk to Janice real quick, but first I need to make a pit stop, so sit tight. Okay. Had to go to the bathroom, but I took care of it. What seems to be the problem, Janice? Well, Orlando and I went out gambling earlier, and the team is out of money. I gambled it all. What? We have no more money, but why did you gamble it? Well, the idea was to increase our meager cash reserve, but instead we're worse off than before. It's all my fault. Orlando was actually so good he was barred from playing, and I took over and lost everything. Well, what can we do? I propose that since I'm now barred from the casino and can't win the money back, I teach you, Nebbit, to do it instead. Why me? Because you look sweet and innocent, and nobody will suspect you of being a gambling shark. A what? I'm not any sort of fish, but if I must learn, so be it. Excellent. I've got a great book on it, and I can teach you. Matthew, meet us in my lab in a few hours, and we'll be ready to go. We'll see you guys when both of these are done. Okay, we have come back. Let's get the results of the audio bug. You're just jealous because Zara wanted to play hangman with me instead of watching your dumb shows. Telenovelas aren't dumb. Zara would love them. Whoa, what's going on? Zara, who do you like more, Theo or me? What? I like both of you, although right now I don't know why. I'm sorry, Zara. We were being immature. I'll let you guys get to work. Now that that's taken care of, Kai, who was spying on Lorna Westerberg? I don't know, especially since the recording was pretty mundane. Lorna listening to the radio, the maid vacuuming, but one thing will interest you. In one of the recordings, Lorna gives Lev Romanov the Da Vinci manuscript. She bought it for him. What? Lev has the manuscript? Matthew, you gotta talk to Lev right away. Mr. Romanov, we heard Lorna gifted you a treatise by Leonardo da Vinci. Is that true? Ah, yes. I'm a collector of ancient documents. That manuscript is now a prized piece in my collection. Lorna knew me well. But wait, how do you know she gave it to me? Well, we came across a bug in her suitcase. It seems someone was spying on her. You wouldn't happen to know why, would you? I see. More of your baseless accusations. Why do you even care about that manuscript? We too are admirers of ancient documents. We were wondering if you might let us take a look at it. Absolutely not. First of all, you have not earned the right, what with all of your pestering about Lorna. Secondly, by now it's already locked away at my home in Washington, D.C. If you'll excuse me, a car is waiting to take me back to the embassy and to my wife. Damn it, Matthew, now what? Okay, let's grab a snack and confer with Amy. So Matthew, I hear Lev Romanov has the Da Vinci manuscript, and he won't let us see it. This really throws a hammer into our plans, as Chief Scott would say. That manuscript is the only document with the mathematical formulae Kai needs to fix the time machine's sabotage code. Amy, I have an idea, but you're not going to like it. I looked up Nicoletta Marconi's police record, and it turns out she's been a prime suspect in many big heists. But she's never been caught. You can guess where I'm going with this. You want us to team up with a notorious criminal to steal the manuscript? You're right, Zara. I don't like this idea at all. I know it sounds risky, but how else are we going to get back home? Well, I can't authorize it outright, but I guess we got no choice but to explore this option. Exactly. Matthew, let's go search the casino for our master thief and see where it leads us. Drats, there's no sign of Nicoletta. What is that broken toy you found? You think it might belong to Nicoletta's son? If you're right, reassembling it could be our ticket to talk to Nicoletta. Matthew, now the toy gun is fixed, we can give it back to Nicoletta's son, and hopefully we can... My Tommy gun! Oh boy, it's fixed! Give me it! Tell you what, Antonio, we'll do you a favor and give you your gun as soon as you take us to see your mom. Deal? Sure, why not? Follow me. Antonio, what have I told you about talking to police? I had to. They had my Tommy gun. And here's your gun back. Now go play. We've got to talk to your mom alone. So you have something to discuss with me, officers. I hope it's not about that tiara. You already told me you wouldn't press me about it. Well, it is, and it isn't. Understand, when we didn't press charges for that, we did you a favor. And now you want the favor repaid. I'm listening. There's a unique Da Vinci manuscript locked away in the Soviet Embassy in Washington, D.C. We're very interested in it. If it's something to do with the Soviets and the Cold War, shouldn't you be working with the FBI, not thieves? These are the reasons we had to go through these channels, Mrs. Marconi. Wow. Well, I gotta say, an embassy is a challenge, but I do love challenges. And the favor between us will be forgotten, yes? You have our word. Okay, I'll work out a plan and let you know when to meet later. Also, you can have this necklace. Antonio gave it to me for Mother's Day, but I have nothing to wear with it. Well, Matthew, teaching Nebbit to play craps was an uphill struggle, but I dare say I managed. I tried my best. I just never played with dice much back at home, but I was great at Senate. It's okay, Nebbit. We've all got to start somewhere. I remember my first time in a casino. It was a date my husband took me on. I didn't acquit myself well. Guess he's gay. Who would have thought? But then again, we dealt with Amir last season in The Conspiracy. Oh, I didn't know you were married. Well, I was. Once. He is no longer with us, but you're not here to talk about my life. I say you're as ready to take on the casino as you're going to be, Nebbit. I'll try to do you proud and win the team as much money as possible, but I'll have to change out of my uniform first. Matthew, it's been a couple hours now, and I've basically broken even. How about you give it a shot too? Maybe you would do far better than me. We just need a 7 or 11. Close your eyes, visualize victory. You can do it. Who? Oh, the dice bounced off the table, but the results should still be valid. Let's find them and see if we won. Sorry guys, my Bandicam ran out of film time. Matthew, I saw the dice roll under this pile of stuff on the floor. Let's search carefully. Oh, please let them show a 7 or 11. Seven. It's a 7. We won. We got all the team's money back, plus extra. Oh, what a thrill. Matthew, let's cash in these chips and go tell Janice and Orlando the good news. Janice, Matthew won the team's money back. What? That's fantastic news. Oh, I'm so relieved. Orlando, thanks for the pointers. Nevitt, Matthew, you did a fantastic job. And now no more gambling for any of us. The trick is to know when to stop. Yes, we were very lucky to get back what was lost, with extra. Matthew, to repay you for your bravery in the face of Janice's bad luck, you can keep the extra money. Well, thank you. What a day, Matthew. We've done everything from gambling to consorting with thieves. Let's hope that this sort of behavior will indeed stay in Vegas. But at least we have money to live on now. Yes, and we've got a lead on the Da Vinci manuscript that we need to fix the time machine and get home. I admit I'm very uncomfortable with enlisting Nicoletta Marconi to steal the manuscript from the Soviet ambassador for us, but I see no other choice. Speaking of Nicoletta, she's been in touch. Apparently she's ready to meet to discuss the plan. Okay, I better come with you to meet her. So, Nicoletta, do you have a plan that will help us retrieve the manuscript from the residence of the Soviet ambassador? Yes, I have all my equipment, and my sources have gotten me information on the building's layout and alarm system. And dare I say, it's an honor to be invited to work with people like you. I've done my homework on you. Yeah? And what did you find? Nothing. You have no records in existence, like ghosts dressed as police. I don't know who you are, but I know you must mean business. So don't worry, I won't blab. I'll meet you outside the embassy 3 days from now, in the evening. This had better work, Matthew, or I don't know what we'll do. We're off to Washington, D.C. May 16th, that's another Thursday. Nice. Okay, so that's going to do. And I'll see you guys for case 10 of 31 on May 16th. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon.